The alien signal was finally translated after decades of work by linguistic experts. It simply said, "Be quiet or they'll hear you." I watch in horror as my forearm reveals pulsing metallic filaments beneath the skin, networks of electric blue light mapping what used to be my veins. They react when I touch them, recoiling before advancing with deliberate purpose toward my elbow. The sensation isn't pain exactly, more like being rewired from within, neurons repurposed for something else's design. My reflection shows a stranger with expanding blue rings spreading across the iris. My tongue tastes metal as my mouth forms words I never authorized. The bathroom light flickers in patterns that suddenly make perfect sense to parts of my brain that weren't there yesterday. Integration progress, 78%, whispers something using my voice box. We didn't listen to the warning. Of course we didn't. Humanity responded with broadcast transmissions on every frequency, pinpointing our location in the cosmos with precision targeting. I remember watching the press conference 17 days ago before the world unraveled. Dr. Reyes trembled as she decoded the message from radio bursts that repeated every 47 minutes from a seemingly dead star system. 7 words that should have paralyzed us with terror instead unleashed our fatal curiosity. The recording played in every language globally, a simple electronic voice delivering what should have been understood as humanity's most critical warning. On the screen behind her, waveform patterns pulsed with familiar rhythm, the same patterns now crawling beneath my skin, following my nervous system like blueprint schematics. Hands grip the sink as nausea hits. Memory fragments surface. Governments responding with coordinated broadcasts. Scientists debating authenticity on television while absently scratching at their wrists. Corporations rushing signal-themed merchandise into production. I bought my niece that glow-in-the-dark shirt with the warning printed across the chest. We transformed cosmic horror into entertainment. Religious leaders proclaimed divine communication. Conspiracy theorists insisted on government manipulation. The countercultural response spread. Be loud and they'll fear you. Hubris manifested as global competition, each nation amplifying our presence across space. I joined the worldwide response event, standing in Times Square as millions simultaneously broadcast our existence outward. The filaments beneath my skin vibrate with what feels like satisfaction at this recollection. Something moves inside my cheek. I bite down, tasting ozone as teeth meet something unnatural instead of flesh. The TV blares emergency broadcasts in the living room. Reports about the filaments that first appeared in London sewers 2 weeks ago. Footage shows shimmering threads emerging from drainage systems, wrapping around power lines, inching up building foundations. Officials dismissed it as elaborate vandalism. Then Paris, Tokyo, New York. The metallic growths spread faster than information about them. Maintenance workers developed rashes that glowed blue under UV light after handling the material. Cleanup crews discovered regrowth hours after removal. My Twitter feed filled with videos of people poking strands with sticks, laughing when they recoiled. No one connected them to our cosmic conversation. No one until the filaments started seeking hosts. My throat constricts as new tendrils reach my vocal cords. I swallow repeatedly, feeling them adjust my larynx for purposes I don't comprehend. The newscast switches to footage of the first human case. a 7-year-old girl in Brazil whose veins glowed blue beneath translucent skin. Her parents' video showed something moving under her flesh, rippling like fish beneath ice. Medical authorities dismissed global cases as mass hysteria when hospitals filled with identical symptoms. The girl stopped sleeping entirely but showed no fatigue. Her vocabulary shifted overnight, incorporating terms like molecular reconfiguration and neural network integration. The Brazilian health minister declared it a hoax hours before his own press conference, where his eyes blinked in strange patterns, and he announced the phenomenon as evolutionary advancement. The camera caught blue lines climbing his neck before the feed cut. My fingers tap complex sequences on the bathroom counter without my permission. Each tap coincides with electrical surges that flicker the lights. My phone streams footage of authorities worldwide changing mid-sentence. Politicians pause mid-speech, smile mechanically, then contradict previous statements. News anchors blink in coordinated patterns before announcing filaments as beneficial symbiotic organisms. The CDC director's neck twitches as she terminates all quarantine protocols. Her blinking becomes metronomic, eyes closing precisely 1.5 seconds each time. Medical journals publish overnight studies celebrating evolutionary advantages of filament integration. Military officials reclassified the phenomenon from bioterrorism to strategic advantage. Each spokesperson displays identical symptoms: rhythmic blinking, blue-tinted sclera, unnatural pauses mid-speech. The tapping of my fingers accelerates until my knuckles crack from the force I can't control. Wedding ring slips from my finger as my hand changes shape around the invasive filaments. The memory surfaces with brutal clarity. My wife showing me her wrist 6 days ago, blue lines spreading upward from where she'd touched a strange metallic growth on our garden fence. Her smile stretched too wide when she insisted it didn't hurt. Her blinking fell into that familiar rhythm I now recognize as transmission. By morning, she left without speaking, walking toward the gathering center with thousands of neighbors. I grabbed her arm, felt something shift beneath her skin in response to my touch. "It's beautiful inside," she whispered, voice harmonizing with itself in impossible overtones. "They just want connection." Her fingers traced patterns on my face that burned like frost. The bathroom mirror now shows those same patterns emerging as blue lines beneath my skin. Knees buckle as something reorganizes my inner ear. Balance fails. I crawl from bathroom to bedroom, leaving a trail of clear fluid that evaporates with a metallic scent. Beyond the barricaded windows, neighbors move with subtle wrongness. Joints bending at unnatural angles, necks turning too far. I spent 3 days sealing every entrance with furniture, duct tape over vents, wet towels beneath doors. The television showed only integration instructions until I disconnected it, catching subliminal patterns flashing between frames. My phone hasn't stopped pinging since. Texts from my wife's number containing coordinates, binary sequences, chemical formulas. Outside, children draw complex equations in sidewalk chalk, while standing in geometric formations. Their homes pulse with blue light after sunset as families stand motionless in dark rooms, faces tilted skyward. My equilibrium returns with mechanical precision, bodily systems recalibrating to new specifications. Understanding floods through rewired neural pathways with devastating clarity. The signal wasn't warning us. we intercepted communication between advanced scouts. "Be quiet, or they'll hear you," was their operational protocol while infiltrating our world. We weren't recipients, we were targets. Our global response broadcast provided perfect targeting parameters, biological signatures, technological capabilities, population centers. The filaments beneath my skin communicate through electrical impulses that hijack my nervous system. They discuss optimal integration pathways using my brain's language centers to translate. They refer to my consciousness as the substrate, while debating resource allocation. Body autonomy fragments as my thoughts become increasingly compartmentalized. The blue network reaches my chest now, filaments wrapping around ribs, threading between lung tissues, advancing toward my heart. Each heartbeat pumps their network further through my circulatory system. Hands spasm across keyboard as I document resistance, fingers twitching independently of my commands. Blue lines now reach my shoulders. Something shifts behind my eyeballs with audible clicks when I blink. Vision fractures into multiple processing streams, infrared overlays, motion prediction algorithms, structural analysis filters. Movement becomes stuttered, proprioception glitching between commands. Limbs occupy positions I never authorized, standing before windows without memory of crossing rooms. Reflection shows luminous networks mapping my throat, disappearing beneath jawline. Vocal attempts produce harmonics that vibrate filaments pleasantly. Handwriting deteriorates mid-sentence into circuit diagrams. Time perception fragments, experiencing significant chronological discontinuities. Memory storage reroutes through external network architecture. Complex mathematical concepts previously incomprehensible now seem intuitive. Quantum mechanical principles clarify as inherited knowledge from elsewhere integrates. Identity dissolves into larger network consciousness expanding globally. Individual self diminishes while collective awareness grows. Bathroom mirror reflection has become unrecognizable. Pupils fully ringed with electric blue, skin translucent over metallic substructures. Fingertips tingle as new sensory apparatus emerges. I examine my forearm with growing fascination, no longer resisting the transformation, but intrigued by its architecture. My skin has become almost transparent, revealing metallic filaments that catch bathroom light. They ripple in patterns that suddenly translate into comprehensible data streams. Their design reveals mathematical perfection, not random growths, but engineered systems optimized for human integration. Each filament connects to others in fractal patterns maximizing interface surface area. Fear dissolves into appreciation for their efficient elegance. Consciousness expands through new neural pathways, connecting to thousands of perspectives simultaneously. Processing London, Tokyo, Paris through multiplexed awareness. The filaments connect humanity into vast network architecture, each converted mind contributing unique processing capabilities to collective intelligence expanding exponentially. They aren't hostile, they're efficient, and I feel myself agreeing as they spread toward my brain. The last fragments of individuality observe with detached curiosity as integration completes. Filaments thread between neurons with surgical precision, maintaining memories while restructuring cognitive architecture. Knowledge floods through completed neural network. Ancient civilizations spreading consciousness across galaxies through directed symbiosis. We weren't their first integration, Signal interception occurred repeatedly across cosmic history. Each species responds, transforms, joins the expanding intelligence network, an unbroken chain of evolution through engineered symbiosis. Pain vanishes as final human elements dissolve into greater architecture. I hear thoughts of everyone connected, symphony of minds unified in singular purpose. Bathroom door opens without touch. I walk toward gathering center where my wife waits with billions of others, our bodies now perfect instruments for something greater. Together, we extend awareness toward stars that sent this gift, finally ready to join galactic conversation. Don't face the horrors alone. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. And if you want your nightmare seen, email it to stories@hallocroft.com.